There we go. I love it. Welcome to yet another Texas Thursday. And this is week 37 of the year, if you're counting. And if you are also counting, you know that you have 12 weeks left to put clients under contract to close this year. And so we have more than 12 weeks of work, but for the sake of putting clients under contract, getting them closed out by end of year, 12 weeks. And so this morning, if you've got any gratitude, any shout outs, the floor is yours. I'll give you about 15, 20 seconds to think about that. All right, Michaela, good morning. Where are you joining us
Hey,
from?
good. I'm actually on my way to the office today, so
Oh my goodness. Well, good morning.
on Texas highways. Thank you, thank you. I wanted to say I know that a couple of teams, actually a lot of teams yesterday, a lot of ours participated in Mass Action Day yesterday, our very first one. Usually we just support those participating in them, but we got our very own yesterday. So if you felt ops was a little absent, that is why. I got to call through a bunch of people who had closed in the last couple of months, and I am blown away. My job or my mission was to call and ask for Google reviews to try to get as many people to leave reviews. And the people I talked to were like, oh my gosh, we love Sally, or oh my gosh, DJ is the best, I'll recommend him for sure. And so it was like very uplifting to like hear these amazing, like kind words and amazing feedback from clients. Like obviously I know my agents are amazing, sorry, they're the best, but to hear it from the end user is very cool. So I've already gotten amazing feedback back from Dana, for Chris Vyers, for DJ Mac, and I'm gonna call more today just because like it makes me feel warm and fuzzy. And it was blowing me away yesterday. Very cool. I had one other. I just want to shout out Jesus Diaz. If you guys know Jesus, you know that he never has a negative thing to say. At the end of every conversation, he's always like, keep being awesome. Just go be amazing. Like, I'm so blessed to have partners around me who are continually uplifting, obviously me, because that's selfishly, but also everyone around them. It's very cool to be on this team. So
Oh, I love that. You bring great energy, Michaela, and way to go. That's an awesome day yesterday. That's awesome. Love, love, love to hear that. I love it. Kevin, Mr. Vorbeck.
Yeah, I wanted to give some gratitude today to an organization outside of our own. The organization is called Project One Vet at a Time. And what they do is they specialize in helping veterans get the correct service connected rating that they deserve. And so I probably put about 5 veterans throughout my phone calls and my dials into the program. And recently during the challenge, I re-engaged with one who was able to go from 80% service connected to 100% service connected by using this program. And what that means in Texas is that he no longer pays property taxes. And so what that also means for him is we are about 2 weeks away from signing a $750,000 contract on a brand new home on 21 acres in Franklin, Texas. And none of that would have been possible if he didn't get to the correct service connected rating, along with the Texas taking care of their veterans and not paying property taxes. So give
Wow,
them a shout
that is
out.
such a win.
And if
Hey, that's
anybody
awesome.
and if anybody out there has veterans in their world and they don't think they have the correct service connected rating, please reach out to me. I can get them connected with this organization. They help me out. They're really, really good. And just when we're making our phone calls, guys, ask the right questions and let's get veterans into homes.
I love that. Oh my goodness, doing the Lord's work. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That's fantastic. Um, fantastic. Next week we are off of Texas Power Up. It is call night. So those of you who follow the place cadence, it is a third Thursday. It happened again. Happened very quickly. So September 19th we will be out, but we'll be back September 26th. So today I've got 5 agents that are going to be on an awesome panel. It's going to be a quick fire panel, so you got to like go quick with it. They are get your notes out. They're going to go fast. It's going to be a lot of information. They did this Place Summer Production Challenge. They got fantastic results, and they're joining us from California, from Texas, from Oklahoma, and they're going to share their mindset around it, their scripts and dialogues, their strategies. And the reason I wanted to do this in particular was because they focused on converting during the activities, right? So it wasn't just, I'm gonna make 5,000 dials or I'm gonna do 50 open houses, which, by the way, if that's what you did, like, your rubber band stretched and you will never be the same. You are awesome. And the next iteration of that, the next level of that is converting while doing your activities. And sometimes we just need to see it work. Sometimes we just need to see it happen. And so this morning, I'm going to go ahead and spotlight our panelists. And they are fantastic. Let me grab this spotlight. We've got Miss Vicky, and then we're going to have Mr. Vorbeck, which, wow, that was good timing that we already saw you. And then we've got Miss Ciamara. We are just going to have a lot of fun today. Let's see, maybe I have Miss Ciamara. I thought I had Miss Ciamara. Ciamara, if you say something so I can find you, then that would be awesome. All right, we got David. And then we've got Miss Kim Martin. Hold one second. Oh, this is a fun one today. Okay. I'll try one more time for Miss Ciamara. There she is. I found her this time. All right, add spotlight, and then, okay. So good morning, everyone. All the fun in the world that we're gonna have. I want to start with Vicky. You are the furthest one. You are in California. And it's 6:39 your time. So I'm going to give you the benefit of going first because God bless you. You are nice and early for us and doing us a favor. When did you start in real estate and where do you sell?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I started with real estate back in 2007, and I'm in Los Angeles, California, with the Fredsa Group.
Okay. I love it. And then what did you do before real estate? Like, did you always want to be a realtor?
No.
Okay.
You know what? I worked at a logistics company for 10 years doing import-export by ocean.
Okay.
So at the beginning, I didn't have any sales skills, like no sales skills.
Okay, well, congratulations. It sounds like you kind of got them because you did the summer production challenge. You signed 2 listings. One of those listings has 6 units, guys. So not a bad start. Like, you listed it for 1.2 million. Am I
That is
remembering
correct.
that right? Oh yeah, great job. Okay, so as you started this production challenge, like, what was your mindset? And then what kept you going? Because you had some like stuff happen.
Yeah, you know what? I actually started the challenge very excited. I knew at the beginning that I wanted to complete the challenge no matter what. I was out of the country for a week and a half. My mother-in-law passed away, so I got behind a little bit. But when I came back, right on the phones, the last week actually was the most difficult one. That week alone, in order for me to complete the challenge, I had to do 706 dials. And I was so committed that I just completed. I knew I was going to complete it.
What scripts or strategies did you use during the challenge?
More than the scripts, I think it was just the mindset that I knew by doing this, I was going to get some results. I was expecting results.
Okay, so you had an expectation of results.
Yes,
okay.
I knew that I was going to get something. I didn't know if it was at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end, but I knew I was going to get appointments. I was going to sign some type of contracts. So I was expecting those results.
Okay, I love that. And sometimes, I don't know about you, but you've been in real estate long enough to where, you just do the activity and then, you don't actually get the result. Like, when you were, how did you get these 2 listings? Do you remember?
Yes, one of them is actually my past client, and that listing is coming on the week next week for 830,000.
Okay.
And the 6 units was one of my open house leads from like 2.5 months ago.
Good job. Good job. You are redoing this challenge. Is
Yes.
that okay? Why? Was that not enough for you? Are you not tired enough?
You know what? Because I actually like the results, and I don't want to lose momentum. I want to really establish consistency, and I want a predictable business. I mean, I like this. I like the results. So again, I don't want to lose momentum. I know more results are coming. In fact, I have a listing appointment tomorrow and one on Sunday. So guys, there's business behind us. Like business is coming to us.
I love that. Any other advice that you have for everyone that's building their business that you would want to share with us this morning?
Just keep going. I mean, keep making those dials, expect the results because they're gonna come. We're very happy. Actually, this week, one of my partners and I, we just commit to 300 dials. So just commit to the weekly dials, and trust me, results are gonna come. And ask for the appointment. Ask one more question.
I love that. Vicky, are you in what city are you in? Are you in Irvine or are you in
I'm in Los Angeles.
you're in Los Angeles? Okay, Fred said, right?
Yeah.
All right, God, I'm sorry about that, but just kidding. I love Fred. Man, fantastic. Okay, so I love that. So is your market up or down, or is it flat, just in general?
It's a little bit flat. We have seen a little, we have seen price reductions. But yeah, I mean, we're doing business.
Yeah, the business is there. People are moving, people are upgrading, people are doing things, and you are there to help them. You are putting yourself in the path of opportunity.
Yes.
Work. I love that. Vicky, you're awesome. Love that. So guys, if you needed to see, okay, well, does it work anywhere else other than Texas? It seemed to have worked for Vicky in California. Kim, you're in Oklahoma. Yes. What part of Oklahoma?
Sorry, I was trying to unmute. I am south of Oklahoma City in Tuttle, Oklahoma, and just kind of do all around the area there.
Okay, how far south of Oklahoma City? Just so I can get it.
About 25 miles.
Okay, not bad, not bad. Okay,
Kind of south and west.
okay, southwest.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Is real estate all you've ever done, or when did you start in real estate?
I started in 2013.
Okay, awesome.
So
So
no,
you've
I wish someone had told me about real estate right out of high school, because I would have loved it.
What did
Wouldn't
you
have
do
wasted
before
all
that?
those years in college. I was a director with Cincy, and had a huge downline. Had a real estate friend who said, "Man, you would be great at real estate. Have you ever thought about it?" And there's this story.
Welcome,
Yeah.
welcome. And you know, you did pretty good during this challenge. You did the summer challenge. You guys get ready for this. She signed 3 listings. That was good. Signed 4 buyers. That's good. Also pended 2.
Yep.
Put 2 under contract. So like that is good, right? Like that is a lot of
I was happy with it.
okay. I mean, I feel happy with it. Like, why did you've been doing this since 2013. You're not like, this wasn't your first day in real estate. Why did you want to do this? Why did you do this summer challenge?
I'm always up for a big challenge, I guess, if you say, and I'm one of those that goes all in.
Okay.
So doing just one or the other wasn't an option for me. So yeah, I did both.
Okay, you did both. Okay.
I did. Yeah.
So like what strategies helped you get these results? Or do you always get 3 listings, 4 buyers, 2 pendings every 2 months?
No, I was very intentional, focused. Our team, we kind of held each other accountable and kept on track. We had sheets, the trackers that we marked off. I'm a big focal person, so I was so excited every time I got to put a sticker on one of those and mark it off. And so yeah, I mean, my team was huge. We cheered each other on and just staying focused on it.
Okay. When you were getting these pieces of business, how was that happening? Was it stuff that you had worked on long before? Was it some stuff that you were like, was it part of the challenge? What did that look like?
Some of it was challenged. A lot of the buyers that I signed BBAs with, those came from open houses.
What are you saying to them? Like, because everybody does open houses on this call, Kim.
Just, are you working with a realtor? Have you heard of the new, rules that are out there? It's great to establish yourself with an agent. That way we can, get you in the homes quicker. just those kind of things.
Okay, so you're not shy.
No, not at all.
Okay, I'm getting that vibe from you.
No, I
So
love to talk to people.
okay, so
And
you're talking about this at the open house. You're not waiting and patiently hoping, crossing your fingers that when you follow up, they might want to work with you.
nope, not waiting.
Okay, I got it. I got it.
You
Sometimes
got to get them before another realtor does.
I mean, do you think people are going to multiple open houses?
Yes, that's what I've seen here in Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same here. Same here. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're taking the bull by the horns, and you're asking for the business, and you're educating them in the process.
Yep.
Okay.
I
All
feel
right.
like it's our job. I mean, if we don't educate them, who's going to?
That is very true. Um, uh, so because you didn't like, I'm imagining you don't sign three listings, 4 buyers, 2 pendings every single like 60 days. Was it your focus? What was it this time that got you these results?
I think just the focus, because I would be frustrated leaving hundreds of voicemails a day or hangups or whatever, but then I would get a phone call and be like, hey, I see you out there working it. I know how great you are. I want you to do this or do that. And it's like, oh, so if you just sit here and do the work, it'll come to you at some point. So, I mean, just keep doing the dials, keep doing the work, because there's business out there for all of us.
Okay. So you did the 5,000 dials and the open houses?
Yes, I did.
How'd you manage your time?
Very, very, very strictly. So I watch grandkids. I watch them during the summer, I watch them on Tuesdays. Now I'm on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So I would watch them during the day, then be on the calls of an evening. I even took we had a week vacation already scheduled in July before this challenge came out. Did that, still made about 100 calls while I was on vacation, but it came down to the last week and I still had 2,500 calls to make. I was backwards. I did all my Brivity calls first. So I had Mojo calls left to do, and I did those in 2 days. I will tell you, I will never sit in a chair for 12 hours on a day and do calls, because I thought I wasn't going to be able to walk the next morning. but I did it and I did about 1,800 calls one day, which left me about 700 for the next day. So I did it. I was determined I was going to finish it. Could I have given up? Absolutely. But the call that Chris did where he was about owning your commitments, that like reset my fire, and I was like, okay, dang it, I'm going to finish it.
Wow. I love that. And both Kim and Vicky, they have other responsibilities other than their business, kids, grandkids, like actual responsibilities, not like they just have kids or grandkids, like they actually have to watch these little guys.
I don't have to watch them. It's a privilege that I get to watch my grandkids one day a week. It's time that I get to intentionally spend with them. And I feel blessed that I'm in a business that I can do that. Do I work Saturdays and Sundays around that? Sometimes, yes. But it's what I choose.
Adopt you as my kid's grandpa. Oh my goodness. Any last advice, Kim, as people are building their business?
I just, I've never been one to embrace scripts.
Okay.
And through this challenge, I did. If I was calling FSBOs that day or expireds, I printed off a script and I had it right there beside my computer. And after about the first 50 calls, it got easier and I had it in my head and I was able to do it. But I was very intentional on using the scripts that were laid out in place for whatever calls I was making that day. And just do the hard things. We can do them. I mean, that resonated with me more through this challenge than ever before.
I love that. Kim, great work. Great work. And thank you for sharing your heart and your results. Man, they go hand in hand. I feel it.
Thank you.
I love that. Kevin, you're out over there in Bryan College Station. Yes, sir?
Yep.
All right. When did you start in real estate? How long you been around?
I got licensed in March of last year. So a little over a year and a half.
Okay, well, welcome to the world. What'd you do before that, I guess?
I was the assistant general manager of the Torchy's Tacos here in town for about 6 years or so. After I graduated in 2014, I immediately started dating my wife, and so I stuck around College Station. Um, I eventually knew that I needed to start buying houses and buying rental properties here in town, and so I used my VA loan to buy a duplex, not even knowing what I was doing. And I bought my first duplex in 2018. And then I bought my second one with the VA loan in 2021. And around May of 2022, I just got a little tired of working for people, and so we had enough rental income from our duplexes that I looked at my wife and I said, "Hey, I think I'm just gonna, go into the realtor side of this." And so we did.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad you're here. Well, very, very good. You had some good results during this summer challenge. Kevin, you signed 2 listings. One of them's going live in October. You also signed 2 buyers. So one of them is purchasing a new build here in the next couple weeks. You also pended 2 clients. That went well. You probably got some other stuff in the hopper. Why did you do it? For everyone who doesn't know, Kevin's having a great year already. Why did you do it?
For me, really, it was number one. I mean, I did 80 plus open houses last year. What's 50 in 2 months, right? But number two, Brivity kind of scared me before. I never really dove into Brivity. And so this was a great opportunity to force me to dive into Brivity. And I got to tell you, what I knew from day one to what I know about Brivity now, it's like exponential. And so that was really one of the reasons why I wanted to do both challenges, is because I really wanted to dive in and learn Brivity.
Wow. Okay. Do you feel like it was hard? Because I know you did 80 open houses last year. Do you feel like doing 50 in 2 months was hard, or was it just easy for you?
It was a little hard at first, but then I was able to contact a bunch of new construction builders. And so I was able to knock out 3 open houses on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in new construction, 3 to 5. And then you're just doing 2 Saturday and Sunday. That was kind of a normal routine for me last year. So
Okay, so you got strategic with it then.
yeah. And I knew I was going to take a week off in August. And so I front loaded a lot of the dials and a
Can you
lot of
tell
the
everybody what you did in August?
So every year I put on a reunion for all my guys that we were in the Marine Corps with together, that we all deployed to Afghanistan. And this year I actually placed a bet on the Kansas City Chiefs, because I'm from Kansas City, to win the Super Bowl. That bet hit. I ended up cashing out about $4,000. And so this year the reunion was on me. I paid for it all. And we went up to Lake Cascade, Idaho, and just had a blast.
I love that. Man, that gives me like goosebumps. That's the stuff. That's why we do this, guys.
Every year we get together, it's like we never lost a step.
I love that. I love that. What scripts, what strategies, how did you turn activity into actually converted business?
Uh, my scripts always came from a place of offering service first. Even if I was calling a nurture listing lead, because we just had that tropical storm come through at the beginning of July, and I knew people were out there that needed fence repair and needed roof repair and needed tree removal and things like that. And so I always started my calls with that. And I mean, you'd be surprised. I had to switch my contractor because I gave him too much business to another contractor. I probably connected 25 plus people with fence repair and roof repair and things like that. And even the 2 listings that I signed, they came from offering service first. And then I was able to ask the follow-on question. Hey, I remember 9 months ago you mentioned wanting to upgrade. How's that going for you? And that's how I ended up with 1 buyer seller pending, 2
I love
pendings.
that. I love that. I love that. In the past, when you think about like even in your first year last year, you were doing the activity, not always getting the result. Has your mindset changed at all, or what did that look like? Because you're having the best year ever.
Yeah, I mean, really, it was just like I said, diving into Brivity and learning how, like, because I feel like last year I was going wild and I was doing all the activities, but I wasn't like honed in on really using all the leverage that we have here at Place. And so with this challenge, I feel like I could do the same amount of activities but really use our technology and our platform and what we have as a company and really succeed.
I love that. Any advice to folks that are building their business? Maybe they are in their first year or second year, or maybe they've been around a little while. What advice would you have for everyone, just from the business building standpoint?
I just kind of going back to what I said my script. Always come from a place of service. It immediately drops their I don't want to sell my house mentality. It's like, oh no, I'm not trying to get you to sell your house. I'm seeing if you need any electrician or a plumber. A lot of times stuff happens to our homes. We don't know who to call. So I'd love for you to reach out to me anytime that something like that happens. And so once you have that conversation with people, you stop becoming a salesperson and you start becoming a problem solver for them. And so it's really how to build relationships. I feel like it's one of the best ways.
I love that. I love that. Man, glad that you are here and that you're inspiring us. I think that's phenomenal. David, what area are you from?
Good morning. I'm from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas.
Dallas. Oh man, okay. Always been in real estate, or did you find us somehow?
It just kind of fell into my lap. I was actually before real estate, I was waiting tables, bartending, going to school, trying to figure out what I was really good at and really what I wanted to do. The funny part is when I was in university, I was actually interviewing every single school of nursing, business, physical therapy, right? Because I just couldn't put my finger on what I wanted to do. Eventually, I landed on business, but the entrepreneur bug caught me pretty early. I actually left school to pursue this real estate career. Like Mike Tyson says, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. So I didn't know what I was doing, right? And I struggled for about 6 months and finally got it figured out because I actually learned how to prospect with the team that I'm on, the Good Home team here in Dallas. And I've been prospecting ever since. And this challenge actually really just made me go back to exactly what got me started in the business in the first place. I
love that. How long have you been doing this? How long have you been in real estate?
I've been licensed in January 2017. It feels like a whole lot longer, and really all of it seems like a huge blur, right? Just all these years just kind of they mesh into one another.
Okay, so then I'm assuming you did the 5,000 dial challenge. From this whole vibe I'm getting. You got some good results. Signed 2 listings, pended 3, and then 2 for rent by owners you converted to listings. Start anywhere you want. Like, how did this go? What did you do? What can we be doing?
Absolutely. So, the team presented this challenge and I was like, I'm in. But here's the thing, Adelina, like I didn't take this challenge seriously until the beginning of August. I'm looking at my Brivity right now, and from July 1st to July 31st, through Brivity, I only made 361 calls. So I had a lot to catch up, right? I'm a Mojoer. I love Mojo. And so it actually taught me how to go back to the Brivity dialer and actually, learn the system, learn the tools at a higher level. Which I love, by the way, because I feel like I actually got a higher pickup rate on Brivity. I guess something about it being a little bit slower, or maybe that my numbers not being flagged because there's not 3 lines going out at once, right? So I had to play catch up, but what I realized is that it made me get back to my fundamentals, my KPIs. I'm more motivated on. I really hate losing more than I like to win, and I didn't want to lose this challenge because I put my name on it, right? And so when I realized that there was like there's high stakes of winning this challenge, right? It's going out and masterminding with Ben Kenny, like that motivates me. Like I'm a forever student, right? And so what it did was it made me get back to my fundamentals of, getting my KPIs, tracking them and say, okay, I've got 2,200 calls left in 30 days through Brivity. This is how many I need to make every single day. And I just made it a non-negotiable.
Love that. What are you saying to these people? Because it seems like you're probably listing heavy.
Right.
Give us some examples of what you say to people that you're having success with right now.
Well, like the for rent by owners, I guess they're sprinkled in with some of the lists that we buy. And it's folks who are on the market trying to put their home up for rent. I'm like, hey, hey, Adelina, it's David. I've just seen that your home is for rent. Just seeing if you need any help with potentially listing it to get in front of more clients. And some of 80% of them already said, no, I already know, I know what I'm doing. But I found two that like, you know what, like I've been trying to do this by myself. I'm not having luck. I'm open to hearing exactly what, you know, what you can offer. And I told them exactly our value proposition, right? And actually I went for the sale. I actually asked them if they wanted to sell it. I said, you know, owning property is overrated, right? Let's sell it. And they laugh at that kind of stuff, right? But you know, actually went for the sell first, but obviously they want to rent it out because it makes more sense to them currently. And yeah, I mean, they were just open-minded. So I think just, you know, really just, you know, we're looking for people who are looking for us, right? There's several people who I talked to who told me no, 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 which is great because the more no's I get, the more no's I get, the closer I get to a yes. And I just found the people who are really looking for me.
Man, what do you say to, I know you probably, part of your strategy is you're probably doing some expired calls. I'm assuming expireds are up in every market, including Dallas. They certainly are up in our market. What's that vibe right now? What are you saying? Give people some examples. Sometimes we just need to hear it from somebody.
Yeah, my first question is Adelina. It's David, EXP Place Realty. You know, I've just seen if have you given up on trying to sell your property? Have you given up? That's my first opening line. That's actually from a book called Never Split the Difference. And it's a great question because nobody actually ever feels like that they want to give up.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes them, it kind of gives them like a yes or no question, right? And so that's a really good opener. And I just asked like point blank, like, hey, Adelina, like, I'm curious, like, why do you feel like your home didn't sell? And a lot of them are like, I don't know. And so like that opens up to, I guess that piques their curiosity, like, well, damn, like, why didn't my home sell? And so I just started asking questions from there. So I would say become a good question asker, if that's a word,
I
and
like it. Yes.
become a good question asker. Yeah.
How
I'm a-
many calls or how many contacts do you think you have to have right now? Because you're on the phone a lot, so you got good data. How many calls or contacts do you need to be able to book an appointment right now in Dallas Fort Worth?
So my goal, Dallas is a large market. It's
Yes.
growing. My goal is to get either one appointment a day or 5 nurtures. In order for me to get that, I've tracked it. It's about anywhere from 200 to 300 calls a day.
Okay.
That will land me about anywhere from 20 to 35 contacts. And then from 20 to 35 contacts, I'm able to land one appointment or anywhere from 3 to 5 good nurtures.
Okay. And these are people you haven't met yet. These are like new folks that you're calling, or is it a combination of follow-up and lead generation?
It's a combination. So I mean, I like to get on the phones with expires and FSBOs first thing in the morning.
How early? How early are you getting on? Is that like a 9:30, 10 o'clock, 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock. Yeah, 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
'Cause
So
if you
you're
get
running
on,
this like a business.
oh yeah, absolutely. You have to. If you treat this like a hobby, you're gonna make hobby money. If you treat this like the business owner, you're gonna make business money.
I love it. Any other advice that you want to share with us?
I would say, guys, you know, when the market shifted, I just went back to my fundamentals, right? I went back to what I knew was working for me, which was becoming a great prospector. And becoming a great prospector can translate into so much more than being good at cold calling or phones. When you become a great prospector, you know, you're good at open houses, right? Because like you're not afraid to ask the questions that open people up, right? I would say become a good prospector. Role play is important. Get you a role play partner. Role playing is so freaking important. I can't stress that enough. And then learn your KPIs, learn how many, track your numbers, you know, reverse engineer exactly how many people you need to talk to a day to land conversations, to land contacts, to land appointments. And then there's also a great book I'm going to share with the group. It's called Exactly What to Say. It's a fantastic book if you're ever stuck at objections or just need help, just needing help getting unstuck with you know, knowing what to say. It's called Exactly What to Say. It's a fantastic book.
Man, I love it. Every time you're on, David, I'm always inspired. Thank you for
I
joining.
appreciate you reaching out and the opportunity.
Oh man, all the time. I'm gonna wrap with Miss Ciamara. Ciamara is from my I was gonna say my hometown, my city. So we just got progressively closer to Austin. Ciamara, you are in Austin. How long have you been in real estate now?
Just shy of 2 years.
Just shy of 2 years. Congrats, you made it. almost there to that mark. What'd you do before real estate?
I actually did corporate background in government, so I'd never done sales ever.
Did you see your life like, I am going to be a salesperson?
I don't think I ever saw myself as a salesperson, but I think real estate had been something that was on my mind. My parents were pretty intentional about their investments and always encouraged it. Was around it a lot, but it didn't carry the prestige that going to college and everything else does, you know, overrated to go to college and live that lifestyle. But I think it's always been something that was in the back of my mind, and I knew eventually I would get to. And the pandemic actually propelled that for me because I was in New York City and everything shut down. So I was like, what city can I go to that's not completely shut down? So I ended up in Austin.
Here we are. So you liked the industry, wasn't really super excited about being a salesperson. You're certainly, I don't think any of your clients would say that you're a salesperson. I would say that you carry yourself at a high level. Okay, why did you do this production challenge? You are having a great year. I know your numbers. You're having a phenomenal year. Why do this?
Mostly because I made a commitment to myself and I had not hit that goal just yet.
Okay.
And so as long as there's something to prove to myself, really. And I know if you overshoot, you're eventually going to get somewhere in between. If you have no goal, no aim, you don't know where your results are going to be. So part of it was committing to something that I knew would be hard. I think initially, the first few months I started during a very tough market. And so remembering how tough that was is also a big motivator of knowing that, you know, the first 6 months was the hardest and I never want to go there again. And then the other part is the mentality of knowing that there are homes selling, right? Why not me be the listing or the buyer? So that was a lot of why I did it as well. Yeah.
When I think about your results, so everybody, Xiomara, she signed a listing, signed 4 buyers. She put 2 people under contract, probably have more going on. This was as of a few days ago. Like, how did this come about? What were you doing?
So I just like to get out in front of everything, right? So if the NAR changes are affecting anything, I kind of lead with that at the front and I address it from the jump. When people walk into the open house, I immediately try to figure out where's the pinch point, or like, why are they still looking? Where are they at in the process? And really just from a service background. And I'm always looking for problems and ways to solve. And so my mentality is when I'm talking to folks is in that, whether it's a minute phone call or it's that 7 to 15 minutes that they're in the open house, is how can I give my service for free? And so it's a very limited time. Go ahead.
What does it sound like? Like if somebody comes to your open house, you know, especially with the NAR changes, you know, I feel like we have 2 separate groups. We have the group that like, oh, we're going to talk about it. And then we have the group of, we're not going to talk about it. And neither group is wrong right now. Like, we're all trying to figure this out. I just want to make sure everybody understands that. What does it sound like if you're having that conversation?
I usually just ask, hey, Adelina, you know, I'm not sure if you've been tracking with the recent changes. There's a lot of misinformation there. And I allow them to speak. Usually they'll tell me, oh, I heard this or that. And I create a conversation around it. And if they tell me, I mean, I signed a buyer who actually said to me, to my face, I said, hey, you know, are you working with someone? And he said, no. And I said, just out of curiosity, you know, do you mind sharing why? And he said, I actually think that most agents that I've dealt with are incompetent. He said, I'm in sales and I do airplane sales and I know my product. And so I apologized, you know, for his experience. And then I said, you know, what are you in the market for? And we kind of started to have a conversation. He said he had submitted an offer independently, and depending on how that went, you know, I gave him my card. I didn't take his information down. He didn't want to sign in. And I said, you know, if you don't mind, show me an ID, because I'm a female and I'm always trying to be safe. And so he's just, my partner is actually here. She'll be writing in a second. And I said, you know, I still like to see an ID just for my safety. He ended up calling me back and said, hey, I've been looking for 4 to 5 months going to open houses, no one's addressed and been so direct with me the entire time. And so we want to hire you. And so I think just leading from that curious place of like why people feel the way that they feel and uncovering and having that direct conversation in a way that's not combative, right? We go and buy shoes and clothes and they ask us, hey, how can I help you? And you usually say, oh, I'm just looking. But you know you're there to buy shoes, clothes, or whatever it is that you're doing. So it's a defensive thing, it's a protective thing. And, you know, I don't take things personal, and I try to figure out what their motivation is and meet them exactly where they're at and figure out a way to be of service.
In the past, when you have done a high level of activity, not every time you got results. What was different? What is different now between even now and a year ago?
I think a lot of it is confidence, right? And the confidence comes from having enough conversations and doing enough open houses and team meetings. You know, a rule that I have for myself with our Monday meetings is, what 3 things that can I take away from this meeting that I'm going to apply to my conversations, whether it's on the phones or in open houses, and I stick to those things, right? You get all this information, but you don't apply it, right? So it doesn't matter how much information you have, it's how much you're using it. And so that's pretty much application, right? And just having honest conversations. There's a lot of misinformation out there. Figure out what it is that, you know, they're hearing or their hesitation is, and figure out a way to solve that problem.
It sounds like you believe in your service. It sounds like you believe in the value that you bring. And that almost sometimes is a, yes, we call it confidence. Like on the outside, it's confidence, but on the inside, I think you have a decent level of self-esteem, self-worth. Is that something that you work on, or is that something like you've just always been like amazing?
No, it's something you have to consistently work at, right? I don't think I felt confident going into sales initially. So it's mindset is huge, right? It's something that you have to do day in and day out. And just shutting down the noise, right? There's a lot of stuff that's going on, and what am I doing? How can I win today? And that win looks different every day. So the mentality is, you know, what do I need to do? What's the focus? What's the priority? And who can I help today? And then, you know, you go out, you do it, and some days are great and some days aren't, but you get to restart the day. Hopefully, if you woke up, you get to restart it.
That's right. We have the benefit of waking up. Anything you'd want to wrap us up with? Any other advice for everyone building their business right now?
I think for me, a lot of it is just, it's a process. You have to put in the work. Measuring and tracking, right? Like I keep a steady list of at least 5 to 10 HOTs, meaning they're not signed yet, but they're pretty close. If there aren't 5 to 10, then that means I need to go heavy prospecting. 5 to 7 people who are signed, whether it's on the buy or the sell side. And then 5 people that I'm actively showing properties to. And then figure out how, as quickly as possible, to get them off my plate, and then leverage the team. That's the main thing. It's hard to, when you're learning and you're trying to control everything, but you know, done is better than perfect. So that's and celebrate the small wins, right? Like sometimes it's, you don't pick up a new client and you've done all the activity, but the win is that you did it, right? And then you don't know what's around the corner. So, and then just plan enough to not wing it, but not so much that it's paralyzing.
I like that. Plan enough that you don't wing it, but not so much that it's paralyzing you. 1000%. These 5 panelists, they're really, really incredible. They all have, it's a very diverse panel because we're a very diverse group here. So I wanted you to be able to have, to speak with people who have been in the business a while, people who have not been in the business a while, people who have a lot of responsibility with kids and grandkids, people who are like, they don't have that responsibility and they're able to go all in, people who are doing open houses, people who are doing prospecting. Like you can win so many ways, and it's so awesome to be able to do that. If you guys, if our panelists, if you'll put your contact information in chat, that way, if someone connected well with you, they'll probably save you. And Vicky sells in California, Kim sells in Oklahoma, Kevin sells in Bryan College Station, David's in Dallas Fort Worth, Xiomara's over here in Austin. So we've got a really big mix today. We do not have a power up next Thursday. It is our call night for anyone who does participate in that. If you ever need ideas for call night, we do them every single month, so we have lots of ideas. And if anybody ever wants to partner up on a call night, we'd love to partner up on that sort of thing. So thank you guys. Kept you 2 minutes over. So sorry. Hope you got value out of it. It will be sent out as a recording, and you guys are awesome. Have a great rest of your week, a great weekend, and 12 more weeks. Let's make these 12 weeks count. Get those pipelines going, and let's make it happen, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Let's go.
Thank you. Bye-bye.